Hello and welcome. My name is Deborah Olivia Smith, and I am so excited to be here for our Texit AllStars meeting today. And oh my goodness, you're going to have the opportunity to learn some awesome things about the crypto Texit, and then I get a chance to introduce our speaker tonight. And so we are going to get started. And so if you so if you have not, let me just say this. I've had a couple of people say to me, I don't really know anything about crypto. That's why I never got involved with it. And that alone helped me understand, like me, that it's like we don't know anything about it. So what if you could learn and earn at the same time? That is just awesome, and win in the money game. And so that's why we welcome you here to crypto mining at TexasAllStars.com. And so I am, as I said, Deborah Smith, and I am a Lieutenant Colonel, retired United States Air Force. And for all you veterans out there, I want to wish you happy Veterans Day. And I'm also a registered nurse and a certified holistic health coach, helping people with improving their health, whether it's emotional, physical, spiritual, financial. I am an ordained pastor. I love the Lord and do everything I can to keep him in the center of everything that I do. I am an entrepreneur, and I'll tell you, building that entrepreneur muscle is a fun adventure, and I'm enjoying it so much. I am the CEO and founder of Coaching to Intentional Success, where I walk alongside women and break roadblocks, reclaim confidence, and help them step boldly into their God-given purpose so that they can no longer see themselves as a victim, but see themselves as a victor. And so I'm also a Texit leader, and I'm excited to share what I'm learning and what I'm doing so that other people can take advantage of it too. And see, because
Hey, Deborah.
yes.
Hey, before you introduce me, can you tell the folks your testimony, how you got
Uh,
into Texacoin?
Yes. So when when Casper called me and said, "Hey, I've got," and he explained to me a little bit about it, and I was like, "No, we did this before." It's like, and we did not have any success. Matter of fact, we lost money, and it was like, and then trying to get leaders that you could actually, communicate with and talk with, or just hearing from them, and there wasn't a lot of transparency. And so we didn't know we were doing that well. There was no transparency. And we're like, no, I put money into it before. I really don't want to do that again. And so, but then Casper, he went ahead and got involved, and he said, oh, you have got to look at this. And I'm like, anyway, so then when he told me the success that he was having, I was like, okay, this is like beyond, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know anything about crypto and I don't really trust it, to realizing, oh my goodness, this is something that's producing. Who gets to be involved in something and start seeing money come to you right away? So literally in just the sign up, I was so impressed with just the sign up, because I signed up and literally the next day I started seeing my income go up, and I wasn't doing anything. And then because of some other things that were going on in the team, then I was getting blessed, and I didn't even know how I was getting blessed. So all of a sudden, next thing I knew, I like had, and this is, I'm not saying this happens for everybody, but this is what I'm just telling you my testimony. I literally ended up with $1,000 commission sitting in there waiting for me. I had to set up a wallet so I could actually get it. I'm like, how did that happen? And then I ended up with two more $1,000, and I'm thinking, oh, okay. So when you start talking to me, not about pennies, not about dollars, of work that I hadn't even really done anything, and you're talking to me in the thousand, I'm like, okay, this is a no-brainer for me now. I have to get involved. But I told my brother, I said, I don't have time for this right now. I'm deep in my other entrepreneurial stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, but you're working to make a few dollars at what you're doing now, where you can join this and you could actually do the same kind of work and end up with thousands instead of, a few dollars here and there. I'm like, this is no brainer. And so I said, you know what? I know I don't have much time, but I'm going to put my time into some time into this. I'm going to figure it out because it works. And so then I like the idea there was a legacy attached to it. I'm real big about wanting to leave a legacy for my son. And in order to do that, I need to have some money to do it, which is why one of the key reasons I'm an entrepreneur is because I need to be able to live a legacy. I'm retired military, but you got to have more than that to live these days. And so this is a way I can do it. So I didn't have to do any work, but I can do work, and I was doing it for less. So then I really just have started to just talk to more people about it and say, hey, I cannot not tell you about this. You joined me in other stuff and it didn't work. I want you to be in something that does work. And so I'm telling you, it just amazed me. I just looked at it in my back office and I'm thinking, okay, just
Right.
on the daily, I've got over $2,000 in there. How does
Right.
that happen? Because of the way it works. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, this is amazing to me. So I got so excited. And knowing that that's just in the background without me doing anything, except for
Right.
that one thing I did was sign up.
Say yes. Yeah.
I just said yes and
Yeah.
signed up. That's it. Now
Hmm.
I want to do more because now I want to be able to pay off my bills and all that other stuff. So I'm telling you, this has just been amazing to me. I'm excited. He didn't have to convince me. He just told me the facts, and I'm like, okay, just step. I need to get involved. So let me introduce to you my brother, a fellow veteran in the United States Air Force, like myself. And he is my younger brother. I'm 7 years older than him, and I raised him, so I take full credit for all that he does because I think I did a pretty good job. Casper Stockham. He is 40 years of a business marketing uh, ex, ex, expertise in building businesses. He's achieved top ranks in many marketing companies. He knows how to do this stuff. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be an entrepreneur because I wouldn't have known what it was. But because he's always done it, he's always brought me in to be a part of it. And I love that. That's what a brother does, big or little. He does that. Founder of All Star Success Alliance Training Company, compensation plan and marketing plan designer. And he is also the author of the Golden Business Solution to Texit Edition. And he is just helping us to build our businesses. He's a business owner himself, and he is a Texit leader. And I can tell you, keep an eye on him because he will be moving up into the the Texas Ranger. Yeah, he's going to end up being a Texas Ranger. I know it because he does not let grass grow under his feet. He's all about helping his team grow, and he's doing that, and he is available to help and support with that. And so I want to introduce to you my brother, my favorite brother. Yeah, that's
we
our
won't. We
inside
won't
joke.
tell the others. We won't tell
We
the
don't
others.
tell the others, right? But he is, and of course, I love all my family. I do love all my family, but him and I stay close to each other and we stay engaged with each other because we want to see the best for each other. And he's helped me and other financial things that's helped me. So let me introduce to you my favorite brother, Casper Stockham.
Thank you, big sis. I appreciate that, and I sense Texas Ranger in my very near future. I can see it. I sleep and dream about it, so it's going to happen very, very soon. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're
All
welcome.
right. Yes, ma'am. All right. So I'm going to get into this presentation, and I need to give you a disclaimer. First of all, I'm not a employee of Texacoin. I'm not a financial advisor and or an attorney. I don't give tax or legal advice. There are no guarantees, and implied or otherwise, and past results are not a guarantee of future results. Now, with that said, there's some things you need to know. And the first thing is, I got some bad news for you. The dollar, and you actually know this because you go out and buy stuff, but the dollar doesn't have the buying power that it's had over the years. In fact, it's been going downhill for quite a long time, even before some of us were even born. So back in 1913, they created the Federal Reserve thinking it was going to shore up the dollar, and it didn't shore up the dollar. In fact, it's been declining ever since. And then 1971, Nixon, in his infinite wisdom, took us off the gold standard because why would we want something solid back in the dollar? So he took us off the gold standard. And things have been getting even worse. And today, the dollar buys only about 5 cents or less of what it used to buy. So I use this example when I was a child and we'd go to the movies. We'd take $2 to the movies, take a friend with us, get into the movies, buy stuff, and still have some money left over. That was back then. Today, I took my daughter to movies a couple weeks ago, and by the way, I used my Coinbase debit card for the movies. I'll talk more about that later. And it was $60+ for the movie and some snacks and stuff. It costs a lot of money to go to the movies compared to what it used to be. That's the power of the dollar, or the lack of power of the dollar. That's the bad news. Now the good news is crypto is becoming more and more prominent in our financial life, if you will. These big banks were really dismissing crypto back in the day. Actually, not back in the day. Literally a couple of years ago, they were dismissing crypto as not being really all that relevant. They were firing people that really got involved with crypto. But now they are all, and I mean capital ALL, all embracing crypto as a stable financial means to do transactions. Now they are all doing it. Now, when you go to the bank, if you talk about crypto to your banker, your local banker, they're not going to understand it. They're not even going to want to be involved in it because of all the challenges out there with the market. There's a lot of crypto scams and things like that going on, pump and dumps, you name it. So, but again, crypto is becoming more and more prevalent. And to give you an example, Coinbase joined the S&P 500. Oh, before I get to Coinbase, JP Morgan is now allowing clients to use Bitcoin as collateral. So if they're allowing it to be used as collateral, that means it has more of a value than it's had in the past. Now, Coinbase is a crypto platform to where you can buy, sell crypto. You can also have a crypto wallet, which I have a Coinbase wallet with a debit card. Coinbase is trading on the S&P 500, and back in June, it had surged 43%, making it the top performing stock on the S&P 500. Again, becoming more and more prevalent. Now, several months ago, President Trump signed the Genius Act, and the Genius Act kind of put us some guardrails for the crypto space. There's some good and bad in the act, just like anything the government does, right? There's some good and bad in all of it. But it has created some guardrails. It's allowed crypto to be more prominent in the financial world, especially in the U.S. And Trump really wants crypto to be the U.S. to be the number one crypto market out there. Period. Right. So that's a pretty big statement. It's kind of put up the guardrails. He also signed an executive order that allowed for cryptocurrency assets to be in our 401ks. Again, making it more and more relevant in the financial space. Now, how many of you, by show of hands, actually were aware of Bitcoin back in the day, right? I saw Bitcoin back in the early years between 09 and 12 when it was a hobby. And when I saw it, it was $50 a coin, $50. And I'm saying to myself, why on earth would anybody spend $50 on a mythical coin? You can't do anything with it. You can't trade it. You can't sell it. You just have it, right? I own a 5 Bitcoin. Oh, okay, good for you, right? But then it became a venture from 2012 to 16, and people actually started to trade and sell and create different industries around it, and people started making some pretty good money. And I still didn't see it, but I still didn't understand it, and I didn't get involved. Then it started to scale up in 2016 to 2020, and people were making really good money. I mean, millions of dollars by buying, selling Bitcoin and mining Bitcoin and so forth. That really started to really take off. And now, today, from 2020 to 2024, Bitcoin has become corporatized. Major corporations now are buying Bitcoin in large quantities. Um, BlackRock, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, they're all buying a lot of Bitcoin. And it's become an institution and is also controlled offshore, as in not in America. Most of the holdings aren't even American, they're in Asian markets and so forth. So that was Bitcoin. What we're doing now is called crypto mining, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, but it's different than just buying crypto. Buying crypto is like buying something retail. You can buy Bitcoin, XRP, even Texacoin. You can buy it retail on the market. That's not what we're really focused on. We're focused on building a mining infrastructure. And I was just on a corporate call with Bobby and a couple hundred other Texacoin leaders, and he was talking about the fact that we're different. We're building something, physically building an infrastructure as a platform for other things. But we need to build this mine. We're responsible for building this mine. It's not just Bobby's job. It's his job to buy the equipment and have it installed. But it's our job to help him raise the revenue, because we're doing a crowdfunding to build out this mining infrastructure. And it's a better place to be in the crypto space. Like Deborah mentioned earlier, we had been involved in crypto. We didn't know who was running the company, where they were located, how any of this stuff worked. All we knew is we could potentially make some money. This is different because we are building a mining infrastructure. We know who's doing it. We were just on a call with them literally 15 minutes ago. They're in McKinney, Texas. They have a corporate office. I mean, it's a solid, real company. So what is Texacoin? Texacoin is American-made blockchain that is rooted in transparency, security, and community engagement. Unlike other crypto projects, Texacoin is ran by real leaders and experts in the world of alternative currency. Our first goal is to reach $16 by February 2026. And in order to do that, we have to expand the community. We've got to share this as much as possible if you want to. You don't have to share it. But if you want to be a part of that crowdfunding operation, you need to share this as much as possible. So we are a decentralized proof of work cryptocurrency. That's important because a lot of cryptocurrencies are just pie in the sky, pump and dump kind of situations. They get a celebrity to promote the new Pepe coin or Dogecoin or whatever, but there's really nothing behind it. With us, there is a solid program, a solid plan. There's equipment being installed, there's a mine being built, and there's a community that's growing. The Texacoin is like a Bitcoin time machine because we've learned the mistakes and the challenges of Bitcoin, and now we are replicating that, but we're avoiding those common mistakes because Bitcoin started out as disrupting the industry. Well, now, guess what? The industry runs Bitcoin now. It's all run by the industry that is set out to disrupt, and we are hoping to avoid that. So why Texacoin? Well, it's based in the U.S., like I said earlier. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are controlled by the same foreign governments and institutions that they set out to disrupt. Over 90% of cryptos out there are meme coins, or Dogecoin or whatever, and they made of thin air and scams. They're pump and dumps and situations. That's not what we're building here with Texacoin. Um, we are zero. We have a zero pre-mined coin situation, so we're mining coins daily. We don't have like a XRP, for example, is a coin that every so often they release more coin. So they're not mining XRP; they're just releasing it at scheduled times. And the power consumption for Bitcoin mining is huge. It takes a lot of mining power, but we have our mines are decentralized in the sense they're not in one building in one location. They are scattered throughout Texas, so it's less of a power consumption going on there. Now this screen right here is pretty impressive to me. I know some of these numbers don't really make sense to people, But when I first saw Texacoin 7 months ago, it was a $5 million company. 7 months ago. Today it's over $121 million company, and that number growing. I just took a snapshot of this literally like an hour ago. So an hour ago we were at $121 million in revenue, and a lot of that pays out with um, the referral program, and then we have all these pie chart areas are different areas of expenditures for the company, and the website actually you can click on those to show what they are. This is just a snapshot of it, and then we have over 47,669 miners currently, and we'll be at 50,000 here in the next few days, if not by well, yeah, probably within the next 2 days we'll be at 50,000. Once that happens, some of the bonuses and rewards start to go away, but the opportunity is still going to be phenomenal. So if you're interested in getting involved, you need to get a miner literally tonight. I would suggest you get it tonight. Okay, so why would Texacoin be the next big crypto? Well, for a couple reasons. Bobby Gray is the founder and fearless leader of Texacoin. We were just on a call with him. He created the American Open Currency Standard in 2008 and is still going strong today. He's an alternative currency expert testifying in front of Congress in 2012. He's the most famous guy you've probably never heard of due to his design of the original Bitcoin design coin, which I'm going to show you a picture of in just a second. Um, we are bridging the gap between the physical and the digital world with our cold storage coins, and with the champion of honest money with the 17 plus years of experience in the field. We are producing a proof of work concept, as I mentioned earlier. This is a image of the Bitcoin cold storage coin that Bobby invented, and he has sold thousands, tens of thousands of these coins to different people owning Bitcoin because they had a problem with losing their passphrase and all that stuff and losing out on potentially millions of dollars in Bitcoin. So he created this cold storage coin for that industry long before Texacoin. He was doing this for Bitcoin to help some of those folks protect their crypto assets on the cold storage coin. And now we have one with Texacoin. And Texacoin is a product of combining the principles of honest money and the financial technology of our time. And that was a quote by Bobby Gray. So this is our Texacoin cold storage coin. Same concept as the Bitcoin, but this one only houses Texacoin. And there's two type of wallets out there. You can have a hot wallet or a cold wallet. The hot wallet is kind of like a checking account to where you can buy, sell, trade out of the hot wallet. And a cold wallet is kind of like a savings account to where you put coins in, but you really don't mess with them until you need them. Now, if you need them, you can get coins out of the cold wallet for sure, but you kind of have it as a reserve, like a savings account. So that's how that works. Now, this is how it started. About 7 or 8 months ago, some of our leaders went down to Texas to meet with Bobby because they heard about Texacoin and they weren't sure exactly if he was real or not. They wasn't sure if the program was real, if Bobby was real, if the mining was real. So they wanted to go down and touch it and stick their fingers in the liquid cooling systems and all that stuff. That's how it started. That's Bobby Gray at the top there, showing off some of the mining equipment, and I think this was actually in his garage. Now we've advanced to some larger units now. This is a storage container unit called a fog hashing unit. It's a huge storage container unit that houses a lot of the computing equipment and the mining equipment that is being installed. Now here are some images of those same units being installed in different locations. I think one of these is Victoria, Texas, and the power is going to be is already applied. I think it's turned on already at some of these locations. There's going to be about 30 plus of these units scattered throughout Texas as we build out this mining infrastructure. And the goal is to build 100 million megahash mined. Some of you may not even know what that means right now, but that's a huge mining infrastructure that other things can use as a platform. That's important for our phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and so forth. All right. here are some billboards from back in the day, and I said back in the day, like a couple months ago. Well, we were at 57 cents. Like I said, when I saw it 7 months ago, it was 54 cents. Billboards showing $1. A lot of these were in Texas, but now we have billboards and ads all over the country right now. A lot in Texas and Florida and Arizona and California. We're going to have some billboards here in Colorado pretty soon, so we're excited about all of that. Texacoin is really doing things differently than a lot of these crypto projects. A lot of them are online, and like I said, they have a celebrity that's promoting them or whatever. But our name recognition is coming from a lot of the ads that we are displaying at different locations, like airports, like all the airports in the Texas area, in Dallas, Houston, Austin, are all displaying Texacoin ads, like at the terminals and the gate advertising, and even on the arrival and departure screens at the different locations. Now these billboard trucks that were in Vegas when we were there several months ago, I think it was sometime in May, we all won a trip to Vegas. Well, I said we all, there was like 100 of us or so, won a trip to Vegas. And these trucks were driving up and down the strip. And it was an all expense paid trip, by the way, to Vegas by Texacoin and Bobby. So we're excited to be there, and just food. Every time you go from one, you go from breakfast, and then you go from breakfast to the lunch meeting, get more food, the lunch to the dinner meeting, just food everywhere. It was just a great time. I'll show you some of the pictures from those events. We also have a lot of cars that are being wrapped and vehicles being wrapped from a lot of our Texas Rangers have cars that are wrapped now. They're driving around different parts of the states they live in. So we're doing that a lot. I think they just gave away like 30 wrapped cars, and these are not like like a Toyota hatchback or something. These are very high end cars, BMWs and McLarens, and just high end vehicles. In fact, I was at the corporate office about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was outside and showing off some of the different cars that were just in the parking lot of the corporate office. So that was kind of fun. We also have sponsored some hot air balloon advertising. This was in Plano, Texas, I believe, several months ago in Plano. They had a hot air balloon festival, and we had a Texas balloon there. We also now are sponsoring different sports teams in Texas. Again, Texas is not hiding. We're not hiding in the shadows and praying nobody sees us. We are out front. We are sponsoring events. We're sponsoring sporting teams and things like that to get the word out and the name recognition so we can increase our standing in the crypto space. Here are some pictures of the community. This is when we were in Vegas. Some of the folks there. Different pictures also in Vegas and some of the wrapped cars. More pictures when we were in Vegas. This picture here in the center was me and Bobby. So somebody had just told a really funny joke, and we just happened to catch it at the right time. So he was caught him in a funny pose. Now, if you're going to get involved with Texacoin and crypto, you really need to have a crypto wallet. There are dozens, if not more than that, different types of crypto wallets. They all have their own advantages and disadvantages, but these are some of the main ones like Coinbase, Crypto.com, Kraken, Trust Wallet, CoinZoom. I have all of these wallets. They're all free to get, and then you can set them up as you please and connect them up to your bank account and so forth. But you're going to need a crypto wallet. Now, you don't necessarily need one to join Texacoin, but you will need one if you want to cash out your coin, which is very important. So let me show you about how that cash out works. So if you have your Texacoin in your Texacoin hot wallet, it takes about 8 to 10 minutes to transfer it to Bitmart or Dextrade. Once you do that process, you put your coins on the market, and if you sell it for the market value, then it'll probably sell really quickly. Now, if you place an order for higher than the market value, it could take a little longer. But once you do that, it takes about 4 to 20 minutes to transfer it from your trading platform back to your crypto wallet. And the crypto wallet, then it takes almost a day to transfer it from your crypto wallet to your bank account. But that's how you would cash out your coin. That's the process. Now, again, you can do that process in about 50 minutes from your coin wallet to selling it to your crypto wallet. So here's a faster way to get access to your coin value is by doing that same process, but then have a debit card. So I have a Coinbase debit card. I just use that just like I would any other debit card. I can go shopping with it. Um, uh, I can go to the movies, take my daughter to the movies, whatever. You can buy gas just like you would any kind of debit card. So that's the easier process. So we are on track, the path to 16 to get 16 by February. We are on track. Right now, the market is just a little lower than what we are anticipating for November, but we're just into November. We're like the first week in November. So we still have time to reach those levels. But it's been pretty exciting to watch this chart develop and the numbers develop because we have been literally right on track or even ahead of the game on most of those months. This month, crypto industry overall is facing some challenges. We don't know if it's become because of the shutdown or whatever, but the crypto markets are kind of up and down. Here's here's what you need to understand. If you have a Texas coin miner, every day you have more coin, like Deborah mentioned earlier. Every day, not maybe today, maybe no, every day. So even if the value of the coin is up and down, every day you have more coin. So when the value of the coin eventually goes up, you're good. In the same situation, if you have XRP, and I'm not picking on XRP, I'm just using it as an example. If you have XRP and the price goes down, you are potentially in a losing situation to where if the price goes up, great. But if it keeps going down, you could lose your entire investment. Gone. But with Texacoin, we have more coins, more coins, more coins, more coins. Coin value goes up, boom, we're good. So Texacoin is doing things a little bit differently than the traditional ICO, which is a initial coin offering. There are several ICO coin opportunities out there. We're doing it a little bit differently. We're doing it through a crowdfunding situation, not VC, not a venture capital situation, but a crowdfunding situation. So people like myself, like my sister, my wife, my daughters, we all have miners, so we're part of that crowdfunding um, um, people, crowdfunding folks. So we're delivering results and returns in real time. We're growing a profitable and scaled up fast. Texacoin, like I said, when I saw it, it was $5 million company. Now it's a $121 million company in 7 months. That's pretty impressive. The coin is liquid from day one, so you don't have to hold your coin if you don't want to. You can sell it on the market. I showed you the process. Now, it takes a little bit to navigate through that, and we can help you do that. I've done it several times for people. I've done it for myself. I cashed out some coin in the beginning because I wanted to see if it actually worked, and it does work. So there's no lockups or forced holdings. You don't have to hold it for 3 years or 3 months or whatever. Deborah and I were in a program several years ago. They said, "Yeah, hold it for 3 months. 3 years. Hold it for 3 years, and then you can cash out." Well, guess what? 2 years in, the company blew, so it was gone, and so was our money. Unbelievable. That is not what we have with Texacoin. No artificial scarcity. Coins are mined daily. Miners can sell whenever they like. The risk of big pump and dumps is behind us. There are some big whales out there that own a lot of Texas coin. Bobby talked about that today. They're working on ways to work with those whales to maybe split some of their accounts or even to buy some of them out so that they are not as so they don't hold as much Texas coin in case they wanted to sell it all, and that would potentially be a problem. New miner sales create new sales cycles. So if somebody gets in at $4, they're not going to want to sell at 6, right? They're going to want to get the 16 to 20 to whatever to get a nice return on their investment. And 16 gets us to proof of concept. Once we get to $16, we will have proven that the mine can be built, that the infrastructure is there, the community is there, the liquidity is there, everything is there for us to take it from 16 to 80 to 800. Speaking of liquidity, these are some of the liquidity pools, and Bobby was talking about adding some more. We're adding in real estate to the pool. We're actually going to not do XRP because XRP is not doing well right now as far as a solid place to put money. Right now, I'm not saying it overall, I'm just saying right now. So we're actually buying some real estate, and he just showed us how we're going to be tracking that real estate through the liquidity pool. So we'll be changing the slide here soon. And if that's not exciting enough, we have a path to 80 and a path to 800 that you can read up on going to help.mindtxe.com to get more information. All right. So people would ask, what's the difference between mining Texacoin or buying Texacoin? And there is a difference. If you buy Texacoin, you can buy it for whatever you can get the coin for right now, $4 or something a coin. So you can spend $50 to get some coin, $100 or whatever. But it's a set amount, just like it's a set amount of XRP. It's a set amount of Bitcoin. You buy it, and then you hope that the price goes up. And then in order for you to cash out, you got to sell that coin, and then you'll have the value. Mining is different. With mining, we are you're buying a mining position or a seat on a rocket ship. You're paying a minimum of $995 one time, and then you are eligible now for payouts daily. You're eligible now for passive income for the next 136 plus years. You're eligible for generational wealth building, access to our weekly community meetings with Bobby Gray, like we had earlier today, earn bonuses and trips along the way. So all of that's available if you are purchase a miner with Texacoin. Texacoin for us is like the goose that laid the golden egg. It's like you can buy the golden eggs and they have value, and then you can sell them, and then price goes up and whatever. Or you can hold on to it as a hedge on inflation or whatever. Or you can buy the goose that's laying those golden eggs every day. Every day, like Deborah talked about, the mining, the coins come into our account every day, and you can track those coins, and then you can sell some or keep some or whatever. It's totally up to you. That's a totally different position to be in. So our current packages are pretty basic, pretty simple. You can get one seat on the rocket ship. Costs $995 one time. You get 100 mega hash. If you don't know what that is, we can explain that later. You can get 3 seats on the rocket ship for just under 3,000. You get 300 mega hash. You can get 5 seats on the rocket ship for just under 5,000 for 600 mega hash, because you get a little bit of extra mega hash with that package. Or you get 9 seats for just under 9,000 and get 1,100 mega hash, and you get extra 2 extra seats for that one. So those are the ways to get involved to get a miner. Now, I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about our rapid rewards, but I want you to understand you do not have to take part in the rapid rewards side of things. You can just do all the stuff I just mentioned passively. You can earn coins passively. You don't have to tell anybody about it. You can just go on about your day and let the mining situation happen on a daily basis. However, if you really want to take your business to the next level with Texacoin, which is what I did when I saw it at first, I said, "Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm not letting any money sit on the table." So I got involved with the rapid rewards with Texacoin, and we're super excited about it. It's a very simple plan, though. It's really not complicated at all. The way it works is simple. You get 3 points on your left, 3 points on your right. You earn $1,000, and this is weekly. You earn 6 points on your left, 6 points on your right. You could earn $2,000. If you earn 9 points on your left and 9 points on your right, you can earn $3,000. Now, I've done all of these several times, so it's definitely doable. Like Deborah talked about, she was doing some of this and wasn't even sure how it was happening because I was busy working, helping you build a team. And it's a team effort, right? It's not just your effort, it's a team effort. And this is also pretty powerful. That's it. No hoops, no hurdles, no unlocks, just volume, structure, and results. All right, so if you have any questions, now is the time to ask them. You should have been typing them in the chat already. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them right now because we're going to close out this call in just a few minutes. All right, if you have questions, type them in. Let's get them going. Going once, going twice. All right, so we're going to keep going. If you have a question, go ahead and pop it in. I'll get to it before I finish out, we definitely will do that. This is really a simple cut and paste type business if you want to do that. For example, there are three websites you really need to know about. One is mindtxc.com. It's the corporate website for Texit Coin. You can get a lot of basic information about the company there. Then we have help.mindtxc.com. You get a lot of questions answered here. You can just type in your question, and for the most part, and you can actually see, or the answer will pop up and give you some really detailed answers on your questions. And then also we have TexitAllStars.com. It's a generic site for the initial introduction to Texit Coin. There's some videos up there people can watch. And if they have questions, they can obviously reach out to the person that sent them to the site to get more information. Plus, it's also our team website. So we have trainings up there. We have this recording will be up there. We have events. We have calendars. We have all the information you need to be successful if you are growing your business or your referral program. Now, keep in mind, I want you to understand this part as well. Because people say, well, that sounds kind of like an MLM, like a networking thing. Well, it does have some parts of networking in it. However, this is a temporary situation. Have you ever been to have you ever been a part of a networking company and they said, oh, by the way, this is temporary? What? They all say, no, they want you to keep going forever, right? Literally forever. But with this, we got about maybe 6 months. I doubt if we have a year before the mine is built. When the mine is built, this referral part of it goes away. That is not like a typical networking deal. This is a very temporary situation. We're only doing the crowdfunding to raise money to build the mine. Once the mine is built and you have a miner, you are set, and then depending on how much hash power you have, your miner is going to be producing coins every day, some more than others, and that will be your revenue for the rest of your life, and you'll will it to your kids and the rest of their life for the next 130 something years. So I just wanted to really say that. Let's see, question, please explain points versus people. That's a great question. So what I was talking about earlier, I'm going to go back for a second, because when we talk about points, we're talking about mining units. So one mining unit equals 1 point. But you or anyone else could buy more than one mining unit. You could buy 3 mining units or 5, like I showed you earlier. You could buy 5 mining units, so that's 5 points. Or you could buy 6 mining units, that's 6 points. Or 9 mining units, that's 9 points. So it's not per person, but it's per mining unit. And one person can buy more than one mining unit. So those points are really based upon mining units, not people. That's a great question. Another question is, let's see. Yeah, someone made a comment, more of a comment than a question about XRP and Bitcoin. They're really corporatized, so XRP, there's really no opportunity with XRP other than buying the coin retail. And I'm not suggesting that you don't. A lot of people that are in Texit Coin, they own Bitcoin, they own XRP, they own Litecoin, and a bunch of other cryptos, right? Because people in the crypto space, they kind of tend to purchase more crypto. But they're all corporatized. You can't really, there's not a whole lot of opportunity left with Bitcoin. From the mining side, you'd have to have hundreds of millions of dollars to really be effectively mining Bitcoin, and that's not something the average person has. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close this out. Thank you for those questions, guys. All right, we're going to go ahead and close this out. Oops. Okay, there we go. So what I want you to do is to get back with the person that invited you to listen to this presentation. This is really, folks, this is a phenomenal opportunity, unlike I have never seen before, and I've been out here for 40 plus years in this space. Get your questions answered, and let's get a miner or two for you going for your family, or this is a great Christmas gift, right? If you're gonna give someone a Christmas gift of a Christmas gift like $1,000 Christmas gift, buy them a miner. because that's going to last forever, at least forever of your lifetime. And then you will to your kids and their lifetime. So that's something that you can look at doing. Hey, my name is Casper Stockham. You guys have an awesome evening. And we will see you next Tuesday for the next live presentation. Bye-bye for now.